Hello to my Cancers. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Cancers, we're steps away from the last day of this cycle, which is September 1st. This reading is for August the 30th through September 6th. Okay, so the last day of this cycle is September 1st. We are in a waning crescent moon phase. And waning crescent moon, this phase is all about self-care, self-kindness, and self-forgiveness. So don't be tempted to overwork, but instead focus on activities that recharge your batteries and give you a sense of rejuvenation and peace rather than that will drain your energy, right? So this is where you really going into, you've been in introspection mode already and thinking about what set you apart from every human being on the planet Earth, right? We had a super blue moon. Something about you comes along once in a blue moon, something about who you are, and that's what you discovered, or hopefully you discovered during this cycle. Cancers, talking to you wherever Cancer's in your birth chart. I already prayed over your cards. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. Welcome back, Cancers. Welcome back. Let's get it. Let's see what continues to set you apart. I know you all know you're sweethearts for the most part. You all are human lie detectors. You're a lot of great things Cancers are, right? You all are ruled by the moon. You're the mother and money sign of the zodiac. All those things you've discovered, right? But when you think about generational cycles, chains, and curses that you're breaking, and the relationships that you're connected with right now, and people are just awakening to just how special you are in their lives. Some of those people don't find out until after you have moved on. Some of your exes, some of your family members, some of your friends, they don't realize just how nurturing you all have been in their lives until they've had to go out in the world and deal with somebody who's not a Cancer, who is not as nurturing, right? So let's get into it. Let's get right into it. Let's get into it until they had to be in survival mode. First card out of the deck, is the Empress card. Here we have the Hangman. Here we have the Knight of Cups. Here we have the Two of Cups. Here we have the King of Pentacles. And also the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, the Empress card. For some of you all, it's some of your parents. For some of you all, it's some of your kids. Or it could be a parent, or it could be, a parent of kids that weren't nurtured, or you may have mentored them, or you may have nurtured them in some way, like nieces and nephews, or whoever. You could be mentor to people. A lot of people don't know how good it feels to be nurtured until they come across a high vibrating Cancer. Some of your exes, they just like, gosh, they go out here and date some other people, and then it's like, what the heck is this, right? So something with you happened where you've been emptied out of that holding on to energies until they contaminate every other relationship in your life. You've emptied this right here, like you suspended in air. Like if you were hanging up with this, like you've sacrificed enough. Like for real, somebody says you've sacrificed enough. You're not saving anybody anymore. That's out. That's gone. Here we have the Knight of Cups. Now that's what balance looks like. Two of Cups here. And so I feel like somebody could have love coming across their path, but they are a soul mate, right? They know exactly what your soul has been through, Cancer. Like in terms of, here we have the King of Pentacles. They have a King of Pentacles wealth of knowledge when it comes to, and then also the Nine of Pentacles, when it comes to people who you have poured your time and energy into, your physical, your material possessions, whether it's money, you gave people houses, babysat their kids, paid their rent, did their hair, whatever good product and service that you had to offer in a physical sense, how much you've given of yourself. Like sometimes you just there on the phone knowing you got to get up and go to work the next day. That's also equates to money or currency, right? Knowing you got to go to work the next day and you just exhausted. And so something about you, as we're closing out this cycle and you start to think about how much you've given and how much you've invested, could cause you to be exhausted. That is why, and you start thinking about how it becomes a sense of entitlement. When you see this wolf here, just the nature of a wolf, everything has a duality. Everything, all energies, duality, right? Dark and light side of all energy, right? Remember, water is reflective, and somebody has, started to really, really pay attention to just kind of sort of the nature of, wolf energy, right? Just the nature of wolf energy and just what that means, right? The spiritual significance, you know, the spiritual meaning of wolves, right? You think about loyalty, guiding force, wilderness, instinct, right? So it may have been your instinct to give people when they need something, but it could have been you, and also you could pick up when people are in wilderness situations, right? They're around wolves in sheep's clothing, keep taking stuff from them, taking money, taking this, taking opportunity, taking, and something about your spirit, because your soul is somehow connected to them. They even taking their peace, you know, and they're head and heart at war with each other, and something about your spirit picks up on that, right? And so, but you're not coming to save anybody. You're teaching people how to save themselves, because if you always keep running every time somebody's in a wilderness situation, then there is no loyalty. There's only loyalty to what you can get. Like, okay, I know I can keep coming back to cancer and getting something physical existence or something, whether it's sex, your body, physical existence or something, or your money, or your time, or something that's physically benefiting them, but it's draining you. So it doesn't grow your abundance and your prosperity, but it takes away your abundance and prosperity. Hopefully that it limits your abundance and prosperity. So that old you is emptied out. You're not saving anybody anymore, especially if they showed you there was some kind of a sense of entitlement. You're not saving your brother, your sister, your parents. You're not saving anybody. If anything, you're teaching people. So what I'm saying here is that someone that has a emotional connection to you, or it could be people that have emotional connections to you, feel like you have something of value that they need. They need something of value to you. You've been like a mother. I'm talking to men and women, right? Or however you identify, you have been a nurturer to them, and they need something from you, right? But you got to think to yourself, is it going to limit your abundance, or your abundance and prosperity, meaning you feel like there's a loss yet again? Or are you going to this time explain to them how they caused your soul some pain, and the reason you had to cut some energies off, cut them off, fire them, release them in love, whatever it was, right? Here we have the Emperor card here. So what they're getting this time is a person who, even if they are being bullied, or people are saying it's their way or the highway, what they're getting from you this time, because that old you is gone, you've emptied something out, because some energies have burned a bridge because of who they are connected to, is a light side of Emperor energy for you. That's what people are getting now. They're going to get the light side of Emperor energy with somebody who is more structured and authoritative. So and because Saturn is retrograde, see, Mercury is no longer retrograde, so you got the message loud and clear. When you slowed down while Mercury was retrograde, and you started remembering some things about how that emotional connection, you just gave and gave and gave and gave and gave because of an emotion. You were like somebody who was emotionally damaged. So I got to keep on giving. I have to keep this connection going. That's not who you are today. So you're more structured and authoritative, right? You're not spending a whole lot of time on something. This is your vault door. You're not spending a whole lot of time on something. You're financially independent, but now you have King of Pentacles. How can I say it? A wealth of information. So it's not like you got $1 billion sitting in your vault door, but you've saved so many people out of wilderness situations that have been disloyal to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. That old you is gone. So you are very conservative with your time/money now. And now people got the message loud and clear. It was like they were struck by lightning. Remember this full moon that we had in this cycle? We had a super blue moon. So something about you is so rare. You only come across once in a blue moon. And so some people had to find that out the hard way. because you stopped something. That's with the Nine of Pentacles. You ended something, like you ended something that was of value to them, and they didn't see your value or your worth until you initiated. Remember, you're a cardinal sign, so cardinal signs initiate. You initiated cutting something off, something of physical existence, money, a service, something where now people are having, it's almost like now people appreciate you more, right? And you done moved on with your life. Here we have the Three of Cups here. Three and two is 5. So somebody is lamenting over the fact that, wow, I really screwed up with Cancer. Even if it wasn't money involved, let's say it was an ex, because I'm seeing somebody has new love coming across their path, right? Even if it was an ex who did not value you, ex-friend, ex-love interest, ex-whomever, right, that did not value your presence in their lives, right now they are crying. They are sad, they're crying, things are not going well for them, and what they're going to get from you is a more structured and authoritative nurturer, not somebody who is just being led by emotions. Oh my God, you're going through what wilderness? What you going through? Oh God, how much do you need? And you emptying out your wallet and your purse, and you sitting on the phone, and you're just spending all your time, right? They're going to get a more structured, more authoritative you this time, if they have access to you, right? Because somebody's looking for you to save them in some kind of financial situation. Here is your remember, Saturn is retrograde. The authoritative you is now you're making your demands. Are you still connected to this, and this? If the answer is yes, they won't be getting anything from you, not even your time. Are you still connected to X, Y, and Z? Because that's I can help you but if you're still connected to X, Y, and Z, I cannot help. You're gonna have to cut them off, because they're limiting your abundance and prosperity. Therefore, it's like they keep running to you looking for something. So whoever these two types of energies are that has been indirectly or actually directly limiting your abundance and your prosperity, they've been using somebody. It could be your spouse, your significant other, your kids, your parents. Somebody has been using somebody to get to your wealth, and you're not looking for their acceptance and approval anymore. So when I say you're being conservative with your conversation, it's like either it's you and me, we're building a legacy together, and you have to cut them off. You have to end something with them, so I can now deposit some. So that's going to be a hard conversation for somebody. I don't know who I'm talking to, Cancer, but it's going to be a hard conversation for somebody to say you're going to make a decision, because this is ridiculous. Something else is going on. Yeah, because somebody's having a nervous breakdown. Here we have the Ace of Swords. That can cause all kinds of health issues for people. Somebody is having a complete nervous breakdown because they are broke. They don't have any money. It's some situations going on. And like I said, you got new love coming across your path, and you are not looking for new love to save you. So let's say, for instance, if you don't make your demands and tell somebody, hey, you need to cut off certain people that's limiting your abundance and your prosperity, and they still don't hear you for whatever reason, so it's just saying to you, that conversation is not going to last long at all, because you don't have any more to give. Then you emptied yourself out of that. That the old person has been surrendered. You're not even you don't. It doesn't even exist in your body anymore, right? That old you of over nurturing time and energy and conversate. No, that person doesn't exist anymore. Either you on this side or this side, because everything on planet Earth is connected. But you need to connect with energies that's on your frequency where you're going. That's the conversation you're gonna be having with somebody. If they want your help, you're gonna have to connect with where you're going, because you giving people your nurturing is draining you. You giving people your money or material possessions is draining you somehow, financially or whatever it is draining you. It is causing somebody a nervous breakdown. Here we have the Two of Pentacles here, because they are connected to two energies that are living beyond their means, that's putting pressure on somebody that you love, which would have ultimately hurt you. And guess what? You have a wealth of knowledge about it. That's why you got the double King of Pentacles here. They're around people who are in wilderness situations that's weighing heavy on them because they don't know how to manage their money. And so you have like I said, you have King of Pentacles wealth knowledge about those types of energies. People who live above their means and they expect everybody else to come pick up the slack, for them in whatever way, whether it's property, y'all know physical existence of things, property, even sex to some degree, talking about bodies, people run around the streets and all this other and come back to your nurturing. You're like, no, that person is gone. That person is gone. Here we have the Eight of Cups. See, you've already moved on from some past disappointments, right? 8 and 3 is 11. And so you're already in gratitude mode to Source. You're like, oh, you already moved on. So they would have to raise their frequency. So if they're still caught in an emotional karmic cycle looking for people's acceptance and approval, and they're not sure about, you're like, the answer is just going to be a no for you, because it's just causing too many physical health ailments for somebody. It's causing people to be sick, drained, dehydrated. It could cost them their life, and so you're like, Here we have the Temperance card. So you have a guardian angel that's helping you with this. You have a guardian angel that's helping you with this. Here's the Hangman. It could be a man, It could be a man. You could have a guardian angel that's helping you to, is going to work with you. Somebody who is more authoritative and more structured. It could be somebody's father, their grandfather. You have a guardian angel. Somebody is helping you with something that's saying you're going to have to help people empty themselves out of this, staying connected to these toxic cycles that's draining other people that they're connected to. So it could be, I'm picking up on somebody's brother who is connected to just a bunch of toxicity out in the street somewhere and keep running back to you. I don't know who this is for, because this is coming across my spirit. Keeps coming back to you for something and just don't even care about how it's draining you. They just think you just got this unlimited supply of something somewhere. But a lot of it has to do with the fact that you're a hardworking person. You're not out and about in the streets. Your homebody pretty much. So that's how you're able to save and circulate your wealth. But that doesn't mean you got a bank vault filled with money somewhere. It's just meaning that, hey, if there's no purpose to leave the house, you're not leaving the house. You could have a wealth of knowledge, about things. And so some people are going to stop judging you. Some people are going to stop judging you. Remember, Pluto is retrograde, which is a judgment card. Some people are going to stop judging, pocket watching, thinking that you got all of this going on. It's just as ignorant as saying that people without kids are automatically rich. So people assume that people who don't have kids, can foot the bill when the family goes out, or that they can host something at their house because they don't have any kids, or they can babysit some. Like, people are basically watching your wallet, your worth, right? So somebody's having a breakdown. Somebody's having a nervous breakdown right now because people are just draining them financially, and they feel like their back is against the wall. So they feel like their back is against the wall and they just over it. Here we have the Five of Cups. And so for you, like I said, if God places it on your heart to initiate a phone call or text message, do you need anything? Do you need to talk? Do you need whatever? Or if they live with you or y'all still in regular communication with each other, you're going to have to tell them they're going to have to leave some energies behind. They're going to have to leave some people behind. Because somebody is tired of drinking their problems away. They tired of being so stressed out, they drinking their problems away. So this cup right here is your hand. Your hand is basically saying, here's some water. I know your back is against the wall because you already dealt with people who will take other people's money. They'll take their time, their money, because they're living beyond their means, because they don't know how to manage their money. They're too busy out here drinking and doing all kinds of stuff, wasting their money trying to be the life of the party, but come back to you and asking you for something. So no, you're like, no. Here's the deal. You're going to have to put a manhole cover over that. You're going to have to put a manhole cover over that. Here we have the Two of Wands here. Yeah, so somebody's going to have to leave some energies behind. It's been really pressing them. They're going to have to leave those energies behind. Here we have the King of Swords, and you have enough with, see these butterflies up here? You've already come out of your cocoon. You don't have a problem saying whatever. Because you don't want to see somebody so stressed out. They start having health problems, and then y'all know how that goes. But You don't want somebody, in those situations hurt because they feel like their back is against the wall and they not talking to you, or they not reaching out, or they not getting any messages through. They just spiritually just drained. Here we have the Two of Swords here. So take the blindfolds off. Take the blindfolds off, because some people are waking up from some nightmares. But because there's an emotional connection, it's causing you nightmares too. So you've been waking up moaning or crying or feeling sick to your stomach in some kind of way. You're picking up on loved one's energy. You're picking up on loved one's energy, and it's a younger person. It's a younger, or they have a young, youthful spirit, and they've been a lot of anxiety. They have a lot of ideas floating around in their head. They're under dark spell because there's a bunch of negativity going on around them, and it just like the air is just like. Only thing I can see in my spiritual realm, Cancer, is like dark smoke. Like it's just like a bunch of smoke and mirrors around them. So people just living beyond their means, and they don't have enough money, and so you have an opportunity for somebody to really offer them a reset button, right? You may not be offering money, but you're giving people maybe an opportunity to say, hey, this is how you can manage your time / money. And in some case, for some of you all, you may be, depending on who it is, if it's let's say if it is a younger person, you may be giving them an opportunity to live with you, or if you own properties or whatever, live at a property for free, so they can work and get themselves together. But again, there's an expiration date on that too. So this time people are going to hear you loud and clear. So I don't know who that part is for, but I don't see you opening up. I feel like if you're going to open up your home, it's because you have space. If you and your spouse or somebody, or you live by yourself, it's because you have space. But those are the rules. Those are the rules. Those are the rules. They're going to have to cut some people off. Or in some cases, they're going to have to relocate, because water is shaped and guided by the earth that holds and surrounds it. So many people could be surrounded by people who are drinking and on medication and doing all kinds of stuff, and that costs money. I mean, I've heard that alcohol is very expensive. I don't really know, but so that's how somebody's going to grow their money. Some new seeds need to be planted, because you know these types of energies all too well. Trying to keep up with the Joneses, face gotta always be in the place. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Face gotta be in the place. Always got to have the latest this and that on, but broke. So I keep trying to tell people, you can make $30,000 a year, and somebody else can make $100,000 a year. But if they spending $200,000, if they're $200,000 in debt, and you don't have any debt, you wealthier than they are. They just got more money on paper, but they owe all of this stuff. They got all this out here, money already tied up in this and that. So it's saying, you try and teach people how to be more frugal, like you've learned how to be frugal. There's a lot of people that's not rich. They just not out here just, balling until they fall. Some people are just like, who's there impressed? And people are talking about them behind. That's why you got all this sword energy right here. People are talking about putting all this dark matter. They don't have anything. They can't keep anything. They don't have anything. They lose everything they get. It's not that people lose everything that they get. They just haven't used wisdom because they're so busy pouring into everybody else. If they had just used wisdom, they would have more. So somebody knows all. That's why you had to learn how to plant some new seeds for yourself, so that your money could grow. So that your money could grow. Yep. So I'm seeing a lot of wishes being fulfilled here for you and somebody. A lot of wishes are being fulfilled. Yep. So I'm seeing balance is being restored to your relationship or family or whatever, because wishes are being fulfilled. So good for you, Cancers. Good for you. And I do see somebody now seeing you as Queen of Cups, somebody who is very, very compassionate, somebody who is never judged. Now people are going to start seeing you in a different light, because somebody had to take some kind of action to spring forward without certain energies. And you had to empty yourself of, some energies. You had to empty yourself of that. Here we have the Page of Cups. So you got some good news coming across your path. The very energies that were trying to manipulate people with this mindset is, oh, you got to dress the part, you got to do this, you got to live above your means, you gotta present yourself as sort of like on the outside, talking to energies that didn't have it, keeping people broke. Those are the energies that want connection to you. They want connection to you through other people. But you're saying, you're not doing that. You're not doing that. So here we have the Page of Wands. Those types of energies will bully people out of, they're energy vampires. They will bully people out of their money. They'll bully people. They're like, give me your money. You got to pay all these extra bills. So every time so if it's kids, like if it's just some of your nieces and nephews and their parents are out here living beyond their means or whatever, and your nieces and nephews, they may not ever have any money, even though they working hard getting a paycheck. They may not ever have any money because their parents are so busy taking their whole paycheck. Some parents do that to their kids. They take their entire paycheck, so their kids feel like they working just to pay their parents' bills, and then they gaslight them, talking about, well, you be paying more anywhere else, you can pay these bills in the house. It doesn't give people a sense of, you working for something for yourself. You don't even have a chance to save up anything for yourself, because as soon as you get your check, it's snatched out of your hand. So somebody is like I said, somebody is being more authoritative now, in terms of that. So here we have the night, because people are waking up from nightmares. That could have been your nightmare. Something could have been your nightmare. Once you moved on from the discipline, you're waking up from some nightmare. You're starting to remember some stuff yourself about just being around people who just take people's money because they living beyond their means. So that's how people get cut out of inheritance and all kinds of stuff. People so busy living above their means, they can't wait for somebody to die so they can pay off some bills. And you're like, nah, And for somebody, I don't know who this is for, but for somebody could be doing that on purpose just to wait for some kind of, life insurance policy to cash in. That's sad. That is really sad, to work somebody like a workhorse because people can't manage their own money, and then waiting for some big payday to happen. So, Source is saying to you, there's a lot of dark magic that's been put on people, but people are just now waking up out of a nightmare, and you're going to see a totally different type of, energy. You're going to get a totally different kind of feedback, moving forward. So here we have get some fresh air. You made a positive impact on some people. It's time to do a solar plexus chakra cleanse. But somebody's a succubus energy, and so it's time for you to move in silence and move in peace. Do the mirror work for you. But somebody's just around some very toxic energies, just a whole toxic this system, this belief system that people have, that it's like this like everybody has to pay their dues for something, right? But you have the gift of clairvoyance. You're starting to see things clearly. It's time for you to love up on yourselves more, and it's time to do a throat chakra cleanse, and so it's also time to do a crown chakra cleanse. So prepare for an increase in pay. And also the new one is extra special for somebody, but back straight and walk away. And so your peace is paramount. Like I said, your inner child is very proud of you. You got messages from your ancestors. She apologizes for betraying you. Make room for a whole new blessing. Journal your journey. And so speak some things into existence. Don't cast your pearls before swine. That means don't waste good things on people who won't appreciate them. So somebody definitely betrayed you, in terms of your emotional state, thinking that, but they're in a crisis now financially. They're in some kind of a financial crisis right now. And it could have been a lot of people that caused you nightmares that's in a financial crisis right now. But they're succubus energy. That's why I keep trying to tell people, like, when people's demons take over cancers, it's not them. They're not in their right mind. But it still means that you have to create some kind of boundaries and let people know, even though you were overtaken by some kind of a demon, that doesn't mean that there's no consequences. And the consequences in this case here lets you know that you're emptied yourself out of that person who you used to be, of just an overgiver to some, you've been an overgiver in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You've just been an overgiver in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So a win-win outcome is forecast for you, right? So again, balance. Whoever wants back into your life, you're going to have to set very clear boundaries and enforce them. But it's a win-win for you because people are waking up from nightmares now. And they just now waking up like, oh my God, I didn't know how nurturing cancer was. And I was indecisive about cancer before, but I am very clear that cancer has been the most fair to me, you know, and this is what, and being around wolves, you know, that are all, we talking about the dark side of it, that's in wilderness situation, in survival, eat or be eaten mode. Somebody is just now waking up to their own nightmares and starting to see, you know, they're waking up to their nightmares and they're starting to see just what it feels like, the difference between clean water that you were offering, that nurturing, feels like a safe space to talk to you, feels calm, cool, collected, nurturing, and being around toxic energies. Well, like I said, wilderness situation, having you drink on medication, shooting up whatever, doing all this toxic conversation, you know, people with demons running wild inside their body. I mean, just all kind. It's a totally different conversation now. So abundance is my birthright. There is a piece of pie with my name on it. Money flows to me easily and freely. I'm attracting everything I need for this season. I let go of what weighs me down. Opportunities align with my purpose surround me. I am true to myself. I am true to myself. So you may be initiating something, and it could be because you may have received something that they may have. You may receive somebody's bill in the mail, and you just may notify them, hey, I received a bill in the mail. You know, is everything, I've already paid it, whatever, is everything okay, you know, with you, whatever. And so you may get like pouring out of some information. So who knows what the situation is. But again, you're making your demands. You're making your demands. You are completely making your demands. If anybody wants anything from you, that old you is gone, Cancer. So, and you know what? Here's the thing too. Even though I see like somebody's wish fulfillment, that can even, like, I know a lot of times in my readings I may say you're not going back to an ex. But let's say, for instance, you decide, okay, we ended things on not the best note. Maybe I want to revisit that, right? Ex-friend, ex-love interest, ex-family member you don't talk to anymore, whatever. Here we have work. I am aligned with those who are connected to my passion and my purpose. I invest my time wisely and reap abundant benefits from the services I deliver. I am centered and focused, right? Even if you decide, you know, to help somebody, they're going to get a totally different you. I'm telling you, they're going to get a totally different you, because somebody in this cycle, this is what you realize. You realize somebody like you comes along once in a blue moon, and when people try to drain, like energy vampires, because they're connected to energy vampires, whether it's their exes, whether it's their kids, whether it's their parents, whether it's their friends, geographical location where they run a bunch of blood-sucking vampires. Whatever it is that was draining you, they're going to get a very different you. A very, very different you. Still very kind, for very much of a sweetheart, but they're not going to get that same you. You, like I said, more structured and more authoritative you is what people are going to get from now on. I am charismatic. The number 3. Expression comes naturally to you. You are very skilled at communicating your thoughts through conversation and creative pursuits. You're able to get others on board with your ideas. Number 3. Yeah, that's what I said. You're like I said, you're not judging anybody. That's Pluto, which is currently retrograde. But again, somebody is no longer going to be an over-nurturer, because that's what you were. You were an over-nurturer to a point that people just almost felt entitled to your nurturing. All right, so here we go. I am wise. So yeah, you're using your wisdom. You're using your wisdom. All right, Cancers, that's what I have for you. Like I said, let's close out. Let's finish out this cycle strong. Let's finish it out strong. We had a last quarter moon that kicked off in Gemini. Somebody should be in good spirits by now. when we come up on this new moon. The new moon on September 2nd will be in Virgo. And so that's where you start really meticulously looking at stuff and just saying to whoever, I don't want to be connected to. If you still connected to certain people that create a bunch of drama, see you as competition, causes a bunch of chaos and confusion and toxicity. If you are still connected to that, then it's you can't help them. You can't help them at all. They just gonna have to, like I said, learn the hard way. They just gonna keep having to learn the hard way. But that's what I have for you. I'll see you all in the next reading. Bye.